One day, Oliver was sent to the China Clay Quarry to pick up China Clay to take to the harbour.
Oh, thank God you're here,
Smiled Bill and Ben.
Your China Clay trucks are already filled and ready, and they're ready to go. But take our advice, watch out for a truck. He really holds a grudge against you,
said the twins. Ho ho ho! As Boko told me, I should be wise to your pranks. Unfortunately, Bill and Ben were not joking. As Oliver puffed up to the front of the train, he realized he heard a voice.
Oh no! It's you again, huh? That little Western engine that tore me apart!
Oliver soon turned around and he was in shock of who he just saw. There in front of the train was Scruffy, the truck that Oliver tore apart after he sang rude songs about Oliver falling in the turntable well.
So, we meet again, huh? After because of you, I have to be sent to all the quarries. As a punishment, huh? I've not been allowed to cause any trouble with other engines for that. Because of you tearing me apart.
But still, that was your own fault. You told the trucks to sing rude songs about me falling in the turntable well, which I really did not appreciate.
Pah, said Scruffy. Sooner or later, Oliver was coupled to the train, the guard blew his whistle, and they set off. They were puffing smoothly. They stopped at a station so Oliver would fill up with water. As they wait by, as Gordon thundered by with the express. Sooner or later, the signal turned green and Oliver was about to set off when Scruffy decided to put his brakes on. Oliver struggled, it skidded and struggled and skidded and struggled. The driver had to release sand to get them moving. At last, with the help of the sand, they finally set off. Sooner or later, they puffed down the junction and reached Gordon's Hill. But then Scruffy decided to put his brakes on again. And they skidded up the hill. Oliver tried hard. Unfortunately, he ran out of sand and he was stuck on Gordon's Hill. Sooner or later, they had to get an engine to help them get up the hill. After they reached the top of the hill, they finally reached the harbour, but it was very late. The manager was not very happy about this. Oliver, this China Clay cannot be delayed. Because of this, the ship had to delay for a while because of you being playing around.
But sir, it wasn't my fault. It was that truck, Scruffy.
No excuses, Oliver. If this happens again, there will be consequences. Scruffy had heard this and decided to play tricks. Every goods train that Oliver took, Scruffy would put his brakes on. Whenever they left the station, they would be skidding to move and struggle to move. They would get stuck up Gordon's Hill and an engine would always come to help them. And Oliver would always be late, and Oliver was always late to the destinations and always got the blame. That evening, Sir Topham had words with him.
Oliver, these goods trains are full of important stuff. If you're late again, I shall have you put in the shed until further notice.
He then tipped his hat and walked away. Duck and Donald and Douglas and Toad knew that Oliver had a really bad history with Scruffy.
Look, it wasn't your fault, Oliver. We all know that Scruffy really has it in for you. Yes, I know. You really thought after I tore him apart all those years ago, he would have learned his lesson.
Hiya, said Donald. Would you like me and Doggy to bash him to bits, like what we did with the spiteful brake van?
Somehow I don't think that's a good idea, said Duck.
Excuse me, Mr. Duck and Oliver. I might have a plan that might work.
And so Toad had whispered his plan to them. That morning, Oliver had to take an early goods train to the harbour. Scruffy was already coupled to the front of the train. Toad was already shunted to the back of the train, and Oliver coupled up in front. The guard blew his whistle and they set it off. They were puffing smoothly down the line. Soon they saw the signal up ahead. As it turned green, Scruffy put on his brakes and then Toad said,
Now, Mr. Oliver, now!
Oliver shot off like a rocket. Down the line, he was going faster than his wheels could carry him. Oh! groaned Scruffy as he skidded along the line. Oh, please stop! It was too late. Oliver could not hear him but the sound of the screeching of his brakes. They finally... They finally reached the harbour just in time.
You stupid engine! You could have nearly flattened my wheels!
Well, that's what you get for delaying my trains and making me get the blame instead of you.
At last, Scruffy's brakes were fixed, and Scruffy was uncoupled from the goods train, and he and Oliver and Toad set back to the Little Western. That evening, Scruffy spoke to Oliver.
Look, I'm really sorry for what I did to you the past few weeks. For making you getting your trains delayed and making you get the blame instead of me. It was really wrong on my behalf. I should have not done that. I'm also really sorry all those years ago about teasing, making the truck sing rude songs about you falling in the turntable well. I guess I've learned my lesson. What comes around goes around.
That's all right, Scruffy. I really forgive you. You know there's an old saying, forgive and forget. When someone does something wrong, the person will always forgive them and tell them to move on, to forget about it.
And I'm sorry, manager, for making Oliver get the blame.
Yes, you should be, as long as I forgive you. For something like that is really unacceptable behavior. For that you will be punished. And Scruffy and Oliver have made peace with one another. Oliver's trains are now on time, and he has not had any troubles ever since. And ever since that day on, they've been firm friends ever since.